Have you ever wondered why the AI you're talking to sometimes feels less like a genius and more like a really confused intern? Yeah, you're not alone. Today, we are going to crack the code on prompt engineering. It is the single most important skill for getting absolutely incredible answers from any AI. We have all been there, right? You ask ChatGPT or some other AI tool a question, and you're hoping for something brilliant, and what you get back is just weird or boring or totally wrong. It feels like you have this amazing power right at your fingertips, but you just don't know the magic words. Well, guess what? Today, we are learning the magic words. And just look at the difference in action. On the left, you've got this vague prompt, and it gets you a generic, kind of boring summary. But check out the right side. This prompt gives the AI a role, an audience, a specific goal, and the result? It's focused, it's useful, and it's exactly what you need. That is the power we're unlocking right now. So, how do we get from a bad prompt to a good one? Like every single time? Well, it all starts with a pretty simple idea. Before you can make that perfect wish, you've got to understand how the genie actually thinks. Because here's the thing, it isn't magic. It's a process. Okay, so at its heart, every AI you talk to follows this basic three-step dance. First, it's fed a ridiculous amount of data. I mean, think of a huge chunk of the entire internet. Then, from all that data, it learns to recognize patterns. And finally, it uses those patterns to generate an output, like answering your question. Data, patterns, outputs. That's the whole game, right there. But how does an AI actually find all those patterns? Well, it uses something called a neural network. It's this super complex system that's actually inspired by the connections in our own brains. You can think of it as the AI's engine, the part that does the thinking and lets it connect ideas in some really sophisticated ways. Probably the best way to wrap your head around a neural network is with this rumor chain idea. So your prompt, that's the piece of info you give to the very first person. Then it gets passed down this long chain, and each person in the middle, those are the hidden layers, they interpret it and change it just a little bit. By the time it gets to the last person, the output layer, they can make a really smart conclusion. That's how an AI can grasp complex stuff. And, this whole process is a completely different ballgame from old school computer programming. In the past, humans had to sit there and write out every single rule. But with machine learning, which is what powers modern AI, we don't write the rules. We just dump in tons of data and let the machine figure out the patterns for itself. It's a total game changer. Now, this powerful learning engine, machine learning, isn't just a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. It actually comes in three main flavors. Let's think of them as different ways to teach the AI, and each one is perfect for a different kind of task. So first up, we've got supervised learning. This is the most common one. It's basically like studying with flashcards. You show the AI a picture of a cat and you tell it, this is a cat. After it sees millions of these labeled examples, it learns the patterns and can spot a cat in a totally new photo all by itself. Next, there's unsupervised learning. Okay, this is like giving the AI a giant messy box of Legos with zero instructions. Its job is to sort them into piles that make sense, all based on similarities it finds on its own, maybe by color, maybe by shape. This is awesome for finding hidden patterns, like how your streaming service just knows what new show you're gonna love. And finally, there's reinforcement learning. This one is all about trial and error. Just like training a dog, the AI gets a reward for a good move and a penalty for a bad one. Over millions and millions of tries, it learns the best strategy to, say, win a chess game or even navigate a self-driving car through rush hour traffic. Okay, so we've taken a little peek inside the genie's mind. We know it's a powerful pattern matching machine that's been trained on just massive amounts of data. So now let's use that knowledge to our advantage and figure out how to write the perfect prompt. And you know what? The formula is simple. Just remember the word CLEAR. This little acronym is your secret weapon for getting exactly what you want from any AI. Let's break down each letter one by one. First up, C is for context. This is all about the why behind your question. Don't just ask something, tell the AI why you're asking. Just notice how adding that one simple phrase about writing an essay immediately makes the AI's answer laser focused on what you actually need. It's a huge time saver. Next up, L is for lengths. This is so simple, but you'd be amazed how many people forget it. If you want a short answer, just ask for one. If you need a bunch of details, tell it that.
Using phrases like in 3 bullet points or in about 250 words stops the AI from just rambling on, and it puts you in total control. Now for E, which is for examples. And honestly, this might be the most powerful trick in the whole playbook. If you want a specific style or tone, you gotta show the AI what you mean. Look at this. By giving it an example of the kind of humor you like, you're guiding it to create something that actually sounds like you.
A is for audience. Who is this for? An expert? A kid? The AI can totally change its vocabulary, its tone, its complexity, all based on who the response is meant for. It's like having a personal translator who can speak to any group at their exact level. It's amazing.
And finally, R is for role. This might just be the ultimate hack. You tell the AI who to be. When you assign it a persona like world-class chef or hilarious stand-up comedian, the AI taps into all the patterns it knows about that role. You don't just get information, you get expertise delivered in a super specific and useful style.
But here's the real secret, the one all the pros know. Even with the CLEAR method, your first prompt is just the opening line. The real magic happens when you stop thinking of it as a one-off command and start treating it like a back-and-forth conversation. We call this iteration. Let me show you how this works. You start broad. The AI gives you something generic. Then you refine it. You push for something more specific. The AI comes back with a better answer. Then you refine it again, this time assigning a role and asking for a detailed plan. See what's happening? You are literally sculpting the perfect response through follow-up questions. Never, ever settle for that first answer. So let's bring it all together. Your toolkit for talking to an AI is pretty straightforward. You start with the CLEAR method: context, length, examples, audience, and role. But most importantly, you treat it like a conversation. Refine your questions, push back, and always, always ask those follow-ups. So by understanding how the AI actually works, and more importantly, how to speak its language, you've just unlocked an incredibly powerful tool for creativity, for learning, for problem solving. The genie is well and truly out of the bottle, and now you know exactly how to make a wish. The only question left is, what are you going to create?